morning and welcome to Morning Coffee. I'm Charlene Chamberlain with my
Shoko.
Mark Cook.
Good morning.
Hi Mark, how are you?
I'm doing well.
Good
Good morning.
to see you again.
Thank you.
It's been a couple weeks.
Yes, but we are back in the saddle, ready to rock and roll this morning on a fine Friday morning in April.
Did you see the sky this morning?
I did.
Oh my God, those clouds were just amazing.
The clouds, the colors, it's all beautiful, but I'll tell you, it needs to warm up, and it needs to warm up now. I'm so tired of pumping the heat every night and making sure that I'm still wearing my layers because it's so gosh darn cold.
I hate it.
It's ridiculous.
I know. Well, hopefully in another week or two.
Yeah.
It'll be great out. So our guest this morning is Debbie Cooney, and she is the Senior Manager for Relay for Life for the American Cancer Society. So welcome to Morning Coffee. It's nice to have you with us.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here today.
So tell us a little bit about your background and how you got involved.
I started my journey with the American Cancer Society as a volunteer, actually 15 years ago, with the Relay for Life of Medford. I started that out of appreciation of my daughter's survival of childhood leukemia.
Oh boy.
So that's how I began my journey, and now I'm with the organization.
So it's been many years that you've been involved.
Yes, 15 years. 15 years.
And I think earlier on this morning you mentioned that you oversee 6 different counties.
Yes, I oversee the Relay for Life program for Southwest New Jersey, and Southwest New Jersey comprises 6 counties: Mercer, Camden, Burlington, Gloucester, Cumberland, and Salem counties.
And what exactly is Relay for Life?
Relay for Life is the American Cancer Society's signature fundraising event. It occurs in over 5,500 communities across the country and in 13 other countries as well. So it really is the world's largest fundraising activity.
And the funds that are raised from Relay for Life go to research?
It goes to many things, and we're very glad that you asked that, because at the American Cancer Society it's important for us that our constituents, our donors, know how their dollars are spent. Research is a big component. Since 1946, the American Cancer Society has invested $4.3 billion in cancer research. Our researchers, 47 of our researchers, have gone on to win Nobel Prizes. And right here in the state of New Jersey, we have dedicated $4 million to active research that is occurring right now in Rutgers University, Princeton University, and right in our backyard in Rowan University with the School of Osteopathic Medicine.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's really wonderful.
Yeah.
Walk us through a typical Relay for Life event.
Yeah, what is the actual event?
Yeah.
Am I running relay races?
Absolutely not. No,
You might be.
Absolutely not.
Running is optional. There really is no running in relay. It is a walk. And the reason why you don't run is because most of our events are from 12 to 18 to 24 hours. So you can just imagine running for that distance.
I can't imagine running.
We're walkers.
No.
So Relay for Life really it's a year-round activity. The fundraising is. It's a team activity where groups of people form teams. Anywhere from 5 to 10 people are on a team. And these are people who are connected to cancer in some way. Whether they're students at a high school whose parents or cousins or family members have been affected, co-workers, to friends and family, church groups, anybody can form a team. These teams raise money year-round. They do it individually, through sending out letters, emails, and they do groups, which is really the fun part, car washes, bake sales, whatever. They raise money, then they come to the event. So now if you want to know what an event looks like from the time you arrive, then it's different in every community. Basically your teams are given a spot on the field where they can gather their belongings. If it's overnight, they set up tents. Usually they set up awnings, even if it's not an overnight event. There are yard chairs, coolers of food, games, activities. Then they take turns walking around the track. That's very symbolic. We keep walking until there's a cure. So for one night, we always keep one person on our team on the track for the entire length of the event. During the event, there's activities, games, entertainment going on. Every relay really is very different. It takes on the personality of the community in which it sits. But every relay has two components that you'll see no matter where you go. Whether, in any state, you'll always have a luminaria ceremony and a survivor ceremony at every event.
And not all of the events are 24 hours. I think you mentioned that you have some that are shorter time span.
Yes, yes. We have 6-hour models, our events that run for 6 hours, and then there are 12 to 18-hour models, and then our 24-hour models.
They sound like huge events, though. What kind of numbers, people-wise, are we talking about?
It really depends upon the community. Our events range anywhere in size from 25 teams, 900 and some participants, to events that attract over 2,500 participants.
Yeah.
It really depends upon the community. Our college event, we have 3 big college events in our region. We have one at Rowan University tonight. We expect over 1,000 students to attend that event. Our TCNJ event is probably our largest in my region and in the state of New Jersey, actually. And right now we have over 1,300 students that are registered, and we expect hundreds more the day of.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. That is really wonderful.
Yeah.
I think we have to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with Debbie Cooney. Stay tuned.
When it's time for Jersey Mike's to give a sub some sizzle, this is the way. The way it's always been. The way it always should be. The way it always will be. Because that's just the way it's supposed to be. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Today's show has been sponsored by More Than Gifts. Come see our new location in Marlton, New Jersey. Not just gifts, but more.
Welcome back to Morning Coffee. It's a fine Friday morning out here in Radio Vision Network land. So, we are talking about the Relay for Life this morning, and we're talking to Debbie from the American Cancer Society. So, we wanted to get in a little bit. You touched on, in the last segment, a little bit about this luminary ceremony, okay? When I think of luminaries, I think of like a town on Christmas Eve that puts those little bags, and then they throw the candle in there, and then they all catch on fire, and then everybody through the neighborhood runs around putting out these little things that were supposed to look nice, but end up turning into a huge disaster. So I know that that doesn't happen at your event, so let's talk about the luminary ceremony and how cool it is, because it sounds like it's one of your signature pieces of the event.
Yeah. It's probably the most meaningful event during a Relay for Life. We've tackled the issue with the bags catching on fire when they started with the invention of the battery-operated candles.
Yes, the flameless.
Yes, the flameless candles, and that's what we use to illuminate our luminaria bags. And they are very similar to the bags that you might see out for decoration, except for our bags mean so much more. They're very symbolic. They are representing people whose lives have been affected by cancer. So you will see luminaria bags decorated in memory of grandpa or in memory of mom or dad, and they have the pictures of these individuals on the bags, their names. The family members put a lot of time and effort into decorating these bags. They might be in honor of a cancer survivor, somebody who is currently fighting cancer. These bags are used as a fundraiser, so they bring in the needed funds to fund our mission with the American Cancer Society, and they are sold leading up to the event, and they are sold at the actual Relay for Life events. Then they are placed around the track, and when night falls, the bags, all the lights are turned out in the stadium or we're at the park, wherever the relay occurs, and the candles are illuminated. And we have a special ceremony recognizing and remembering those who are lost and honoring those who are survivors. And then we ask our participants to take a silent lap around the track to really pay respect to those people who are represented on the bag. It is probably the most moving part of our Relay for Life.
I'm going to say that just by
Really
your
emotional.
description, it sounds like one of the most beautiful and powerful
Absolutely.
things that you could ever be a part of, because I imagine with the darkness and the bags obviously all lit up is a very beautiful thing.
And
But
the emotions of everyone.
yeah, I mean, the
Yeah.
fact that the bags actually are incorporated in the meaning for the individual really makes it a special thing. It is very, very cool.
Yeah.
And I imagine that, you know, the emotions run really high in an event like that, and that leads up to your closing ceremony. Or you had a special name. You had a special name for it, I think.
Well, actually, it depends upon the timing of the event. You know, the luminaria ceremony is part of the evening celebration. And if the event goes overnight, then the lights get turned back on, and it's a celebration until the closing ceremony. So sometimes there's 12 hours between the luminaria ceremony and the closing ceremony. Other times there's just an hour. But we really do, after the luminaria ceremony, try to bring the mood back up, because we're there to
Right.
celebrate. We're there to celebrate the successes that we've had in fighting cancer. We're there to celebrate those people who are with us because of the strides that we've made against the fight against cancer. So we bring the lights back up and really go back into celebration mode.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. I do have a question. How did Relay for Life begin?
In 1985, an oncologist by the name of Gordy Klatt wanted to do something to take action against the disease. So he committed himself to running around a high school track for 24 hours. And people would come out and support him and cheer him on, but for 24 hours this man ran around this track. And he raised thousands of dollars, and he started the movement. From there, it grew to where there's over 5,500 events, again, like I said before, across our nation and in 13 other countries as well.
I know that a lot of people are. We're going to give the information now, but I'm kind of dying to know right now. If I wanted to learn more about Relay for Life, what website would I go to?
RelayForLife.org.
Wow, that's
Easy
pretty easy,
enough,
right?
yeah.
RelayForLife.org. That's perfect.
Absolutely, and the 4 is spelled out, so FOR, so RelayForLife.org, and then it'll ask you, find an event near you. So that's when you just put in your zip code, and you'll have a host of events that you can choose from.
And you have one this Friday?
We have one tonight
Tonight,
at Rowan
okay.
University. Long-standing, very successful event.
My alma mater.
Your alma mater, there you go, and the recipient of a research grant recently, which is awesome. So that event occurs tonight. Next Friday, we have our TCNJ event. Then after that, we move into our community events, starting with Florence. We just had our Rider University event last week, along with a new event at Rutgers University on our Camden campus.
Cool.
Wonderful. What a great organization, and what a great way for communities to come together to support a wonderful cause.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I would imagine you have all ages there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a family event. We have babies up to 80, 90-year-old individuals. Yeah, it's
So-
something for everybody.
And you mentioned that this all started for you in a very personal way because of your daughter.
Yes.
Now your daughter beat it,
Mm-hmm.
and now you mentioned that she is a typical normal teenager with the selfie sticks.
Well,
right?
she's got the selfie stick, but she's no longer a teenager. She's 23 years old. She graduated from Syracuse University,
Awesome.
and she's living in Boston. But that's why I started my journey with the American Cancer Society, but I continue because I knew that my family would be touched by cancer again, and it has been. My father-in-law is fighting melanoma right now, and he's here today because of research that's been done at Fox Chase with immunotherapy that's funded by the American Cancer Society. So that's why I continue to relay. I still relay to this day. Even outside of my job, I still carry a team at one of my local relays, and I still actively fundraise.
Well, the message there is that whether it's you personally or someone you know, everyone is affected by cancer.
Yes.
These days, yes.
There's not somebody out there that can be totally unrelatable to
No.
this. So that's why
It's
people need
important.
to
It's
get
important.
involved
Yeah.
with the Relay for Life
Mm-hmm.
and help support the American Cancer Society continue to fight this horrible disease.
Yes. I mean, we have seen a 20% decline in mortality over the past 2 decades. I mean, that's 1.5 million lives being saved. But if you're in that percentage where your loved one is not that survivor, it doesn't matter what statistics.
Right.
So we need to keep fighting, and we need everybody's help. We need people to take action back against this disease. So we need to continue. We need to continue what we do every day.
That's great. We're going to take a quick break here on Morning Coffee. We'll be right back.
Choosing the right fence for your home or business is an important decision to make. Choose a Nello fence for peace of mind. Our family has manufactured and installed beautiful maintenance-free fence for over 50 years. We provide vinyl, aluminum, and wood fence in a wide variety of styles and colors, including chain link fence for commercial and residential. Call or visit our indoor showroom and ask for Steve Anello and see how 4 generations of combined experience mean that you'll get quality and service that can't be matched by any other fencing company, period. Call Anello Fence today for a free estimate.
Today's show has been sponsored by Farmers Insurance in Voorhees, New Jersey. To protect your assets and the people you love, call Mike Skoranek, your local Farmers Insurance agent, at 856-336-2553.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Welcome back to Morning Coffee. We're speaking with Debbie Cooney from the American Cancer Society, and I think we're going to have a look at some photos from one of the Relay for Life events. So let's have a look.
Yeah, these pictures are from all of our events. So there are a variety of events that are represented. The first picture that you're looking at is hope. You'll see this at every Relay for Life. Somewhere spelled out, it's hope. And that's why we relay. It's for hope for a world free of pain and suffering from cancer.
We also hope that everyone gets involved.
Absolutely.
Right? Goes
Absolutely.
to the website, learns more. You see what I did there with
Yeah,
that
you're
hope?
good.
Yeah, you're good.
Right?
I'm gonna recruit you to one of my committees. Absolutely.
I'll be there.
Yeah. Another picture that you're going to be seeing is just people having fun at the Relay, whether it's a pie in the face, throwing paintballs at people. The Relay is about fun. It's about celebrating, and it's about coming together as a community and having fun for such an important cause. Another picture that you're viewing right now probably is the firefighters. This is a big team at one of our Marlton Relay for Life events. These firefighters come together because somebody that they care about has been affected by cancer, and they walk in uniform. And anytime one of their firefighters is on track, they always are in uniform. Same with our Medford event. We have a firefighters team there. And anytime somebody is on that track, they're in full uniform. And it could be 90 to 100 degrees on the day. Could you imagine how hot it is?
They're used to it. They can handle
They
it.
fight fires, right?
Yeah, right?
They fight fire and they fight cancer.
That's awesome.
And then the last picture is a picture it's our survivors. Our survivors are why we do this. Every relay, no matter where you go, begins by honoring and celebrating our cancer survivors. Our cancer survivors are treated like VIPs at our events. They are given their purple shirt that says survivor on the back. Lots of times they're given medallions around their neck in a special ceremony, and then they take that first lap around the track, very symbolic, while everybody else will gather around the track and applaud as
Cheer
they
them
walk
on,
by
yeah.
and cheer them on. And that's why we do it, is to provide hope, encourage our survivors to keep fighting.
Well, you know what? That is the primary reason why you do it. But the American Cancer Society is doing it to raise money and to make an impact and a difference on how people are affected by cancer. So let's talk a little bit about that, because that's really important. Let's talk about the other side of the American Cancer Society.
The American Cancer Society is a global organization that is committed to a vision of a world free of pain and suffering from cancer. So could you just imagine a world where nobody has to experience the pain and suffering from cancer? We do this through research to education, prevention to diagnosis, treatment to recovery. We provide support to everyone who's been impacted by every single type of cancer.
It's pretty amazing.
Yes, it is.
It's amazing and it's powerful, and it's the type of situation that I imagine that, yeah, there are days that it's difficult because you are dealing with such heavy, life impactful things, but I imagine it's also very rewarding to really get out there and help people and
Make a difference.
and make a difference in their day-to-day lives.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about some of your
It is-
experience with that.
It is an incredibly rewarding experience. I mean, like every job, you know, we've all experienced those days
Right.
where everything goes wrong. And it's just a lousy day, whether, you know, and I had one of those recently. I was working on a deadline. I was working with some of my volunteers on a deadline to get something submitted in order to get tickets printed for a fundraiser that we were doing. And nothing went right that day. And I had to submit everything in order to get these tickets printed in time, and then make it all the way up to Princeton for a meeting at 3 o'clock. I, at one point, had to take my shoes off and run barefoot so that I could just get in to submit it in time. And at that point, I'm thinking, why? You know, like
Right.
just, you know, get it in tomorrow, Debbie. What difference does it make? But I got everything in, and I got to Princeton in time for my meeting, and I looked down at my phone, and there's an email from a volunteer who I had been working with for this to get, you know, everything I needed for this this fundraiser. And he said, Debbie, my wife was just diagnosed today with cancer, and she goes into surgery tomorrow. So I had to continue on with my meeting. My day didn't really get a whole lot better. I had more challenges facing me. I didn't get home until 9 o'clock at night, and that was the first time I had a chance to sit down. I was exhausted, and I sat down and actually was able to respond to his email. And he, you know, and offered my support. And I said, what can I do for you, Ron? And he said, the only thing, he responded right away, the only thing you need to do for me is get me those tickets to sell.
Oh my God.
And that meant everything to me. That opened my eyes. What I'm doing, what everybody at the American Cancer Society is doing, is giving people the opportunity to raise money, to take action at a time when probably they feel the most helpless against this monster of a disease. We are giving them, through our galas, our golf events, our Making Strides Against Breast Cancer events, and our Relay for Life Against, the ability to take control of their lives and to fight back against something that leaves them otherwise feeling completely helpless. And that's why I do what I do every day.
It's pretty amazing that even your worst day of helping someone really
Help someone.
puts it in
Yeah.
perspective that you are still helping people. And that's a pretty awesome thing. So
It
here's
is.
what I want you to do. I want you to look into that camera right there,
Okay.
number 3, and
right.
give all of the pertinent information, websites, phone numbers, and all of you people out there, follow her information and go and get involved with this. Go ahead. Go for it, Debbie.
Okay. For any type of support or cancer information, our 800 number is a fantastic resource that is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And that is 1-800-227-2345. We also can go to our website to visit and learn anything about any type of cancer, statistics, cancer diagnoses, and that is cancer.org. And then Relay for Life. To get involved with Relay for Life, visit relayforlife.org. It'll give you the opportunity to find an event near you, put in your zip code, and that will lead you to the event. You can also call the 800 number to learn how you can volunteer at one of our events. If you can't form a team, call us to learn how you can volunteer. No matter what you do, take action. We need your help. We cannot do this alone.
That's right. Get involved. Any way you can, get involved. It's a big deal, people. Do it.
It is.
That's it. I'm done.
Okay, he's done. Debbie Cooney, thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for being on Morning Coffee. It's been wonderful having you as our guest.
I appreciate it. Thank you. This has been a lot of fun. Very
We hope you
exciting to
come
be
back.
here. Absolutely. Anytime.
Great.
This is Mark and Charlene from Morning Coffee. Stay tuned. We have another guest coming up.